How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel. You'll see today it's not just me here, but I'm I'm also joined by Nubs.
Hey. uh,
So he's one of my probably my favorite content creator, definitely my favorite new content creator in the game right now. So shout out to him. Everyone, please go check out his channel. I'm gonna have the link in the description. If you want some good free to play content, good any content, good Hydra content, that's gonna be a good place for you to hang out. But today we're doing a collab. We're doing a video. We're doing the top five, each of our top five tough shit champions. Uh, for here on out, we're just gonna call them the tough champions because if you get them, if you don't have them, well, tough.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
So basically, these are the champions where they're kind of irreplaceable. We're going to talk about why we think so, why they frustrate us and elude us so, and then how we go about, working around not having them. You know, how we find success. And I'm just going to start.
Okay.
So let's go to Where But the Orcs.
Oh, okay.
When I thought of this concept, this was the only champion that instantly took over my entire brain. We're going to go to the Void Epic Orcs.
I'm guessing
it's
it. It's the seer. Yeah.
You can do a guessing game here on out. It has to be seer.
Yes.
Anything but
100%.
seer is. You don't have seer, tough. You want to clear content quickly, tough. You want to do Fire Knight 25 in under 2.5 minutes, tough. What makes Seer so great? We can talk about the whole kit. It's a decent kit, but the A3 is broken. I hope Clarium, I guess, doesn't fix it, because I think everyone quit the game. But I don't have her, so I wouldn't mind if they if not change it. They should just put out another champion. So when I thought of this concept, right, you have a champion like Prince Kymar who does a full cooldown reset. Really cool, so overpowered. But at least we have Renegade.
That's true. Yeah.
Like the baby version. There's no baby Seer, so if you don't have her, tough. There's all buffs from all eyes and enemies, which is already cool. Removing from the enemies, right? You're getting a full strip. Then you get an attack. Damage increases according to the number of removed buffs on both sides. Also, on top of that, why not throw in a 50% chance to sleep on all enemies for one turn? That increases by 5 for each buff move. Who cares? There's no world where you're building this scroll with an ounce of accuracy. The only thing we really care about is that this scales off enemy max HP. You get increase in damage for every single buff on both sides, and nothing hits harder in this game than this move.
Yep. It's disgusting.
I don't know who I first heard say it. Maybe it was Cold Brew Gaming. We'll give him a shout out. I don't know who it was. They said she melts waves, and that's how the animation looks to me. I've had her on older accounts, and the waves just dissipate. They just
she just one shots them, no problem.
It doesn't matter how strong they are. It's going to be based off their enemy max HP. Just get her to like your 250, 260 crit damage, and put out a couple buffs on your side, and it's over. Get your Mausoleum Mage, get your Archmage Helmet, and just goodbye. The waves are gone.
Yeah, no, she is disgusting. So for me, I actually do have her built out with accuracy, because you can do a couple of sneaky things, right? So one of the hardest waves in Doom Tower is like double Sifi, double Rotos, and something else disgusting. Maybe it's like a Dark Alhain or a Mountain King or something. But one sneaky thing, the sleep actually becomes kind of useful there, and having accuracy to remove buffs from the enemies, because like Sifi goes in and you can even let Sifi buff them up, and you're like, awesome, more damage for me, and you rip them off. And with Seer, it actually becomes a really easy wave, because Rotos doesn't die, because he can only take half of his max HP in a single hit. So Rotos will survive like half HP but asleep, and you're like, great, cool, I'll just like whoever, I'll just A1 these guys down, no problem now, and get Karma Burn back for the next rotation. So like you go into the next round and you just do it again, and I can cheese some of those waves in a sneaky way.
If you're privileged like my friend over here, and you get to experiment with your Seer, then sure, you can put some accuracy. But if you're like me, dreaming every night about what it'd be like to melt waves.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah,
I do have a Seer, but you know what? I actually don't use her everywhere. There is an alternative, but it's not really a budget alternative, which is you can go in with Poison Explosions And you can use, you can, you know, if it's okay if you don't have this epic, well, there's a couple of legendary champions you could get, right? If
well,
that's
I think that really articulates this conceit here of the video. You know, if the only replacements are less
legendary
champions.
Yeah, but yeah.
You need Zavia, then.
Yeah, it's an Elenarl, Zavia. Yeah, I use Elenarl. I don't have a Zavia, but there's a couple of options. So yeah, just it's easy, guys. Just pull a pull a legendary champ, and you've got it. You've an alternative. But yeah, it's Seer's really, you know, to really get that end game stuff. Seer's like the number one for sure.
Definitely. You want to take it from here? I think that started off the premise.
Definitely. I actually did have Seer on my list because I didn't get her for a long time. But I'm gonna go with one I thought was gonna be your first one here. This is like probably the champion that every free-to-play player ultimately gets, and the one that everyone also wants. And it's that tough situation where you're going, in order for me to get this champion, I feel like I need this champion. I think you know what it is. It's Arbiter, right? Oh my god. So it's been a long time for me since I was trying to get her, but I've started my new free-to-play account, and I'm dreading those arena missions, getting through to get Arbiter. So yeah, she's arguably, you know, best arena lead in the game, arguably, at least for lower levels. It changes a bit when you've got crazy end game gear and stuff, but
as long as we're not talking plat, I think she's definitively the best.
Yeah, like 30% speed lead in all battles. Mentor of Heroes comes in, 50% increased attack, 30% turn meter fill, also as a heal, AoE revive, but she's just so fast, 110 base speed, and that aura. When you're on your new account and you're trying to unlock her, and you go into that arena and you just see this wall of arbiters, and you're sat there with Haikatoon or Apothecary or something, you know, the tears are streaming down your face, and you're going like, how the hell do I do this? How do I get her?
It's like Sisyphean, you know, you're pushing the boulder up the hill, but at the top of the hill, it's Arbiter saying, you're never going to reach me because I'm at the top of the hill already.
Yeah. So I'm worried for my go around this time. The first time I got her, I think I was kind of lucky. I had pulled a Seeker early on, so I honestly got pretty lucky. Seeker comes in, and he's got a 30% turn meter fill with the same attack. So he's got a very similar move to Arbiter. So for me, it was like, make my Seeker as fast as I can. I had Haikatoon as my lead. She was still in there, old Haikatoon, and I was like, I just pray that I'll win at least some of these and eventually get lucky enough. But I mean, it was pretty rough going. Did you have any strategies to get around the lack of Arbiter?
This is kind of a great transition to something we were talking about before we started filming. It's all about arena environment when you're trying to get Arbiter.
Yeah. So
I've had two major free-to-play accounts that you guys that watch my channel, especially the you guys that watch me on Twitch, you know, Fastidious YT on Twitch. Like when I started that original free-to-play account, I reached Gold 4 in 33 days. It was the cakewalk. I literally did it like, I think I still was running a Diabolus or something. It was like, no, maybe I think it's when I got Haikatoon on day 30, switched her in for Diabolus, and we were there. We were there with a War Maiden, Mikhail, enough said. But then when anyone that's watched the free-to-play series, you know, it took like 100 days. Getting to Gold 1, we had a celebration. Nubs was just telling me you saw that video.
Yeah.
So it basically comes down to that. I would say if you're really struggling, and I think you're going to be lucky with your free-to-play account, Nubs, because I'm sure they're going to put the bots back on or whatever you want to call it. I think it's about to change. Now that like Murder Inc.'s putting out videos about it and stuff, you know, I think the uproar is getting there, but a defense team works. So on that original free-to-play account, to this day, I don't play it much at all anymore because I'm so busy with this other stuff, but I would run a defense team. So I have that Seeker lead. We had a Hack One Smash Lord, a Brogni, and a Brago. Very free-to-play. I mean, aside from the Seeker, but, you know, he's just an epic. You can get him over time. Fun, get that, you know, maybe you got a Kyoku now. I mean, that's not very free-to-play, but I have a Kyoku on the free-to-play account. You guys know that. She's amazing for that. You know, get a cleanser, build that resist, get a defense nuker, or you know, some nuker with some tankiness. It's possible. I think that if they don't change arena environments, that's the way to grind it out. Otherwise, just sit and wait, twirl thumbs, and eventually they'll throw bots and you'll be in Gold 4 before you know.
There you go. So I've got a couple of suggestions for that sort of team as well. If you've got her, Sandlash Survivor. Whenever someone drops below half HP, puts ally protection on them, block damage on herself. Like, just you're looking for these passives. Or actually a really good nuker I think people have been doing videos on her, is Marquess, who's a rare demon spawn champion.
Just started hearing about her.
Yeah, so she has just insane defense multipliers. She's a defensive nuker, probably the easiest one to get because she's just a rare, but she has an AoE attack that can place weaken or do extra damage to enemies with weaken. She has an A3, which is a 100% chance to freeze a single target. Then her A1 can put decreased attack.
I did not know she had the 100% freeze. That's unfortunate. That was on a 3-turn cooldown. Wow. She's sweet.
4-turn cooldown when it's booked out. But I mean, she just hits insanely hard, and because a defensive nuker, they can potentially survive some of these incoming attacks, and then actually get their attack off themselves. So yeah, not a bad option.
Yeah. Another great option nuker wise is the fusion champs they put out tend to hit hard. Yeah. So like Versal can hit really hard.
Yeah.
The new guy was Opaldine. Like he hits kind of.
Oh, he's French, is he?
On the channel we decided he's French.
Nice.
That's the only interesting thing about him.
he's sadly not a skinwalker, but at least he's French, right?
We need to get going with the video, but the fact that they were like, we noticed that the Barbarians faction needed some support champions, like ignoring the fact that the best free-to-play support champion in the game is a Barbarian.
That's right.
In Silver Draft. So you might call her defense-based. She's the best free-to-play support in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we keep moving?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a champion, which I do have. But if you don't have them, tough. I never got her on my old free-to-play account, but I do have her on the main one now. We're gonna go to the demon spawns.
Okay.
You want to take a guess?
I mean, if it's the best demon spawn in the game, are we talking about here?
No, it's an epic. It's an epic.
Epic. Okay. Ooh, an epic.
I tried not to do legendaries.
Would it be allure, maybe?
It is allure.
Oh, okay.
And what is the allure of allure? She is so easy to use, and she's so broken. Turn off her A2, we're not talking about it. Turn off her A3, we're not talking about it. They're fine moves, but we're not talking about it. You're going to build her as fast as you can, with as much accuracy as you can, and only run this A1. Oh, and 100% crit, obviously. And you're just going to run this A1 till the cows come home, right? Triple hitter. So Fire Knight, amazing. Decreases the target's turn rate by 25% on each critical hit. You're building with 100% crit. She just eliminates turn meter, and she trivializes a lot of content in the game.
Yeah.
There's not really much more to say. Scarab King, you're a joke now. Fire Knight, obviously, you're an absolute joke. Even when it was just Fire Knight 20, Fire Knight 20, and it's the wrong affinity. I mean, you build her fast enough to go 2-to-1. You'd have to be pretty unlucky with weak hits for this not to work. And even still, you build her fast enough, you're getting 6 hits against that shield just from that A1. I mean, that shield's coming down anyway. Her stats are not good. I'm just going to put it that way.
I see that now, yeah.
You're not going to build her that way. You can, if you want to do like speed runs on Fire Knight 25, build her with some crit damage too. But you're really just going to throw some defense accessories on her, get her in some HP percentage stuff. And even her base speed isn't good, but you're just going to make her lightning quick, get the 100% crit, you don't care about crit damage, and get the accuracy. It's not the easiest build, but the fact that she needs literally 0 books, and she will instantaneously unlock content for you that you could not do.
Yeah.
You're having trouble with Fire Knight, the second you get her, it's over. Even you get her fast enough for higher level Fire Knights where the turn meter reductions are halved, you're still getting, what is that? If you get 3 crits, you're getting 37.5%.
Yeah.
If you're doing that twice over, if she's fast enough, you got some turn meter, it's enough. She really, the only word is it all becomes a joke.
It does, yeah.
If you don't have her, tough. There's nothing else really like her. I guess you could top maybe like Armiger or something if you want to go super free to play. I don't know, does anything come to mind for you? That's something that's just so easy, unbooked, just boom.
I mean, like, it's really difficult. Like, there's nothing that makes it anywhere as easy as she does. Like, you can work around, like you said, Armiger. I think Physics is not a bad option. Login champion.
If you can wait, if you can wait.
If you can wait 9 months, yeah, Physics can come in, and she has a double hitter that each hit steals 15% turn meter. So it's nothing on the level of Allure, but at least it gives you some turn meter stuff easily. But yeah, no.
Yeah, if you have to wait 90 days for a Void Legendary, I think we've 9 days, 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
We've encountered a tough champion.
Yeah, no. If you got a lure early, like, it's gonna make your life so much easier because like Fire Knight is hard.
I'd be remiss not to mention Faction Wars. I mean, if she's fast, the Faction War waves are not very fast, so I could not have done Demon Spawn without her, I don't think. And if you're manualing, you can occasionally use that AoE sleep because you're going to have the accuracy on her anyway. I think that's the A2, right? The AoE sleep with the small version decreased defense. I mean, it's not a bad move, but especially when you reach the boss, you're in business. Keep that turn meter down.
She just stops him ever taking a move.
He won't take a turn.
I've seen teams which are just like a couple of allures and a couple of diabolists, and that's it. They can do it.
People, like, 50 people have those mean teams.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think like 3 diabolists, 2 allures, you're done. Just take your time.
So cheesy, so cheesy. Okay, for my next one then, I thought you were going for this one. But again, going back into that early game mindset, and I remember, I was probably at least a year ago, I was watching, I think, an interview with Ash and Cyrilla, one of the community managers, and I think, he asked her, is there any way to like get more champions like this out to people? And she was like, oh, surely everyone has this champion by now. And of course, there's people in the comments going, I don't have her. What do I do? But we're going to Dark Elves, and it's a rare, best rare in the game. It's Coldheart.
Oh,
yeah, so...
Literally next on my list.
There you go. I figured this would be one that would probably overlap. The thing that makes Coldheart so insane is Heartseeker, her A3, 4-turn cooldown when it's booked, attacks one enemy, decreases turn meter 100%, and a 30% extra chance to crit, and the damage increases according to enemy max HP. So you just crank her crit damage way up, and she'll slam the target because it's based off enemy max HP, multiplies that by crit damage, hits insanely hard, extra chance to crit makes her easy to build with those stats, and that turn meter depletion. So she is like queen of Spider Dungeon, queen of Fire Knight. She's really good against a lot of Doom Tower bosses as well. Like, I can't not say, I think she's the only champion. Do you know any others that have like a custom AI where just by default she's smart enough to not waste her moves on Fire Knight Shield? She uses her 4-hitter A1.
Remember, they only changed that like maybe half a year ago, a little more. Because there was so much outroar because everyone's like, you gave us the one treat in the game, which is Coldheart. Yes. You eluded me for over 300 days, I want to go out there and say.
Ouch.
Which is brutal. Yeah. I mean, quadruple hitter. It's at random, but when you're facing bosses, quadruple hitter on the A1. A3 is not even bad, but who cares? And then this can you think, the A2, I mean, can you think of an A3, a move like this A3 that's this broken in the game? Like, I mean you're only a couple legendary champions would come to mind, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's straight up one of the best moves. Like, offensively, it's one of the best moves in the game, no question.
It's a singular move, like, rest the kid aside, I think this is one of the top 5 moves in the game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, I actually got... I'm so lucky with Void Legendaries. I've nearly all the damage-based ones, but I got Yak-Karl the Scourge. I call him Yak-Karl the shit. But I got this guy, right, and I built him out because he's got this cool custom background. I'm thinking, wow, what a badass, what a great champ. He has like this full depletion on his A2, steals their turn meter, all this stuff, and I was like, man, this is great. And then of course I realized, you know what, I should have just built up another Coldheart. She's literally does everything he does but better. This Void Rare is better than this badass Void Legendary.
You call the Scourge, he's tough shit for a different reason, because you wanted a Void Legendary, here you go. Tough shit.
Terrible, yeah. But how did you work around the lack of Coldheart? Because for me, it was horrible, absolutely awful. Did you have any strats?
So on this account, like on my main free-to-play, disclaimer, people that watch the channel know, it was like 315 days combined between my 2 free-to-play accounts. I think I got it here on day 100-something.
Yeah, it's still
how we're trying to, it's mostly just Deacon. I mean, Deacon is so good. Double hitter on the A1, which you're getting going every turn, plus the turn meter reduction. He kind of made it happen for Fire Knight. And then, like I said, I only use her now speed farming. It's not that fast, like 45 seconds. Spider 20. But originally with Spider, it was all about Elder Skarg. Who you guys, a little shout out to Nubs video. Go check that out. He might get in that chance there. I also want to quickly point something out, just a little tip that people might not know. With Coldheart, if you click on Heartseeker, you see it says damage based on brackets enemy max HP and then brackets attack. What Plarium does, whichever's written first, that is the more important multiplier.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
So if you look at something like Royal Guard, it's attack then enemy max HP. So it's actually, you don't need to build any attack on Coldheart. Whereas Royal Guard, to really get him slapping, you need a balance. She's so easy. She just literally pretends she doesn't have any attack. Who cares? It's almost at 1400. We don't care. You know. All that matters is just getting a touch of survivability, get those defense accessories, some HP percentage stuff, and then just fill up that crit rate. Only need 70% 70% crit rate, and then just pump it with the crit damage and the accuracy, and you're good to go. She doesn't even need to go that fast.
No, but I tell you, for me, trying to play around no Coldheart for Spider, it was one of the most painful experiences. So what I did, I was like, okay, what are my other options? And I settled on Arbiter, right? So I was going in, and I spent ages, because, I mean, this was a couple of months into the game, maybe 3 months or so early on. Like, right, Arbiter, he comes in, and he can decrease turn meter by 30% on his A1. I said, he will be my solution to Spider 20. So, you know, at that point in the game, getting something with 6 stars is a big investment. You have to get him 100% crit rate. Getting his stats high enough was a huge investment. Enough accuracy, crit rate, speed, everything. Defense, so he doesn't die.
Survivability, because he's only uncommon. He doesn't have great base stats.
Yeah, exactly. He's squishy, right? And I did all this work, and I was like, okay, finally, I've got this stuff. I can do Spider 20. I went into Spider 20, and the Spiderlings just targeted Arbiter because he's not strong affinity, and he just fell over dead. Oh my god, it was soul destroying. I was like, all of that work, and I'm back to square one, and I was trying to switch up my team. Could I get more health on him? But I had no silver, no gear, nothing. And I was just so screwed. It took me forever to get through. I think what I ended up doing was really random, having like an Asana. Don't even know if you know much about her, but she's a
good spider tank.
Yeah, I used her as a spider tank, so force affinity, epic HP base from demon spawn. She has AoE attack on her A1, another AoE attack on her A3, which can put decreased attack, and then she can put a big shield on herself as well with her A2. So it's like putting Asana in, and it was hard to even build her with enough resistance or anything, and sort of just pray that she'll survive long enough for us to actually wear that spider down. But
shield, I knew it was big. I didn't know. So it's 40% of her health. It's only on herself. You know, that was crazy. But with the books, if you decide to book her, that's 10% multiplicative. So you're getting a 44% shield. That's almost half her health.
Yeah, that was like a cent, because she would get poisoned for me, so they'd be ripping through the shield. But she put it back on, heal herself up. But like it was not clean. It was not 100% team. I think I eventually managed to get lucky and get it down. I think I was running Tyrell as well, who's got some turn meter depletion, 50% on his A3 on a 4-turn cooldown though. Running all this stuff, I think I barely scraped through after like over a month of working on these teams desperately, and got it down. And then I said, okay, whatever, back to Spider 16 now until I get a Coldheart or something else. Like it was
a different approach. My approach to free to play is I'll take what the game gives me. So I was like, we're not doing Spider 20 till you give me Coldheart, or you give me an AoE burn and Wither Scarg and the rest.
If I was to do it again, that's what I would do, because it was not nice. It was not nice at all. Oh boy.
All right, I'm going to do an audible for the next champion. I think she's a great choice, but she's in the faction we are talking about, not Asana, but if we go to our Dark Elves.
Dark Elves, okay.
She's a Void Epic.
Oh.
We're talking Madame Seris.
You can't see my screen right now, but I still do not have this champion either.
Well, we can see your screen, right?
Oh, they can see. You can't.
We're actually filming on Nubs. I was like, wait.
Wait a minute. No, they can see. They can see. That great.
So special. What makes Madame Seris so special? I'm gonna say everything. People are gonna talk about the A3, and that is what takes her to being like as good as the best legendaries in the game. But her whole kit is really, really good. But we have to start with the A3. She's a support champion. She's got pretty nice base stats, coming up on 1,200 defense, coming up on 20,000 HP. Nothing crazy, but flat 100 speed, very average. But just she's not hard to build, is what I'm trying to get at. And you start with that 15 accuracy, a lot better than 0. So Midnight Ritual, this is kind of what it's all about, and the rest works out from it. 4-turn cooldown, full AoE strip, and she's a Void champion. It's also not contact, so it wouldn't matter, but you're not going to weak hit or anything like that. So just you're going to load her up with accuracy, full AoE strip, right? So go second in the arena. Goodbye to all the buffs your enemies put out. Decrease attack, big version. Decrease defense, big version. All enemies for 2 turns. So you just snap your fingers. The stacks of buffs the Duchesses have put out, anyone's put out, right? They've disappeared. They're replaced by decreased defense and decreased attack, which are 2 of the strongest debuffs in the entire game. And that alone, I think, is a very, 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 very broken move.
It's so
there's
good.
no other champion in the game that can do anything like that. I think maybe Rian, right? She does a strip and then a weaken.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
So that's the closest we're gonna get. And also I think Rian's pretty broken too. But this is like the deluxe version. And I've never gotten her on any free-to-play account. I would love to. My OG spending account, she was like the first Void Epic I ever got. And I used her in every piece of content. I used her in Clan Boss even, because you're getting decreased defense, decreased attack on a 4-turn cooldown. I mean, it's so good. And I really find her very easy to build. Like, let's talk about the A1 too. You got a 20% chance of placing Fear, but as they're under debuffs, this increases, and she's putting out decreased defense and decreased accuracy, even if there was block debuffs out, right? Because she's stripping that first.
Yeah.
So basically, you're looking with you're not going to build her probably with Fearsome Presence, but you could. Even without that, you're looking at 45% chance of Fear on the A1, really nice. And then you're getting this True Fear block debuffs, which is, I think, the most underrated part of her kit. 3-turn cooldown, right?
Yeah.
50-50 shot, but a steal benefits from sniper, so over 50 or 55% chance of stealing any enemy from any buff, for any target. So if you're facing a team with 4 increased attacks or something, right? Like Arbiter just went, and you do this move, like you're later in the battle, you already used Midnight Ritual, you're using tricks and treats, you're gonna steal one of those. It's very unlikely, right? You're talking like a 1 in 6, less than a 1 in 16 chance that you don't steal something. Then you put out block debuffs on your all your allies, and then AoE True Fear on whoever was stolen. So you're stealing at least one, so you're probably getting at least 1 True Fear, but then getting that block debuffs up is crazy.
Yeah.
And then finally the passive, shield on this champion equal to 10% of her max HP at the start of every single turn. So you build her tanky enough, she's really, really impossible to take down.
Yep.
And then while under a shield, 35% chance to place Fear.
So
I think it's kind of enough said. She's so good.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, she literally is better than half the legendaries in the game. And she's an epic champion. She even looks better than half the legendaries in the game. Like, she is so cool.
They lost their mind with that Halloween 2019.
Yeah,
they put out the Brackus fusion. Brackus is pretty cool, but then they put out Miscreated Monster and Madame Seris at the same time, who are very, very, very S tier.
Yeah.
I think I would say half the legendaries. I think she's better than almost every legendary. I think it'd be hard to find more than 20 better than her.
Yeah, she's up there for sure. She was actually the first. I think my girlfriend pulled her within like a week of playing, right? Wow. She started playing because I was playing, and about a week in, she pulled her first Void Shard, I think, or first 2, and she got a Madame Seris, and I'm going like, oh, I've been playing for ages.
She didn't even know.
Yeah, she didn't even know how good it was, but like she's been using Madame Seris like just in basically every single team because these debuffs are so good, and just helping her get through all that content. Like, she's at the point now like where some of the alternatives, I'm like, okay, it's worth looking into that now for going into harder PvE stuff later on, where it's like, okay, you can go for something like, Stag Knight would be probably the most well-known alternative, where it's like on a 3-turn cooldown, having decreased defense, decreased attack. It's like, okay, having that cooldown, that 1 turn less cooldown can be quite good for wave clearing stuff, but it's tough. Like, early game, you're kind of crying when you're in there with your War Maiden, and it's like, now I gotta find some decreased attack 2 champions to do the job worse than one Madame Seris can do.
Really, so. She's like, we were calling, in our other video, go check it out, we were calling a certain champion a 2-fer. She's kind of a 3-fer, like a 3-for-1. Yeah, the AoE strip, and then those 2 broken debuffs.
Yeah.
I mean, not much more to say, we can move on, but she's crazy good, and you will see her at the highest of Platinum Arena still. She won't be on every team, but she's still very relevant, and you'll see people build her with like 700, 800, 900 accuracy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, right. So for me, I actually don't have a specific champion here, but it's more a specific ability, which is AoE HP burn. So something coming from something like Mordecai. So this was something I didn't have for forever on my account. I actually only got an AoE HP burn eventually through Doom Tower Normal and getting ACOTH. But AoE HP burn is like the way to beat Spider past level 20 Spider, right? It's even one of the best ways to beat level 20 Spider. It's really good there too. But I was just, for ages, I was stuck, or even trying to build a speed farm team for Spider without AoE HP burn as well was really tricky too. So yeah, like let me get ACOTH, my boy. He was so good when he came in. But such a good ability. Again, Spider, amazing. It's decent actually for Doom Tower waves. AoE HP burn can help you get through them with like a slow tanky team. For Hydra, AoE HP burn does tons of damage as well. It's just one of the best abilities in the game. And for most players, unless you're lucky, you pull one of these guys, unless you're lucky right now, it's like the only guaranteed HP burn is minimum 6 months into farming all of Doom Tower normal. Most likely it's going to be way more than that for most players.
I think best case you're talking 7 months, bro.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So, like, I don't know how you worked around it. Like, for me, again, I just said, okay, I can't do higher level spider. What I actually ended up doing, I had a real funky team, which was I made like an unkillable spider team, which was kind of based, it's based off of like, I can't remember who someone posted it on Reddit. You can search for like budget spider unkillable, which was taking a budget man-eater team for clan boss, and you can actually adapt it for spider, where you run in with a renegade with no HP. I think Paragon could do it as well. Where is Renegade? I'm blanking here. Is she not? Oh, she's Night Revenant, not Dark.
Night Revenant, yeah.
Yeah. But you go in with her with no health at all and super slow, and you have a man-eater put, unkillable on her for 2 turns, or any, block damage, anything like that, and you just have this slow renegade get beaten up by the spiderlings. And I think I had like a Royal Guard and a Coldheart. And it's like, just pray that they can do enough damage and get a reset off and smack that spider and kill it, before Renegade takes 2 turns and her unkillable falls off and we all die. So that was kind of like a fun team I used for a good while, a long time actually.
Neat composition there.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. So there you go. If you guys have,
I'm always used to taking my clan boss teams and making them my dragon teams early on. Let's take it and make your spider team. I guess the luxury of man-eater, right?
Yep, 100%.
Well, perfect time to transition to man-eater.
Okay. You're gonna be jealous. I got him so early in my account, like about 3 months in, but.
Wow. Yeah, I am jealous. I actually just got him. I don't know, when did I get him? 2 weeks ago? Maybe. Oh, when I was pulling for Neri, I got him.
Okay. Yeah. Gosh.
But he, if you get him early on, there's nothing else like it. Yep. And I want to start by saying, we'll talk about Clan Boss in a second, but his whole kit is so good.
Yeah.
But he's just such a Clan Boss god that people don't talk about it. A1, if it crits out of Void Champion, so can't weak hit. A1, AoE, decreased attack on all enemies. What the heck?
It's really good.
Insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. A2, fully depletes target turn meter, fills this, you steal all the turn meter, fills this champion's turn meter equal to the amount the target loses. Crazy. On a 3-turn cooldown.
Yeah, it's
but
so
when you get to the A3, Ancient Blood, it's so good that people just forget. And also, let's just quickly look, 33% dungeon aura. That's the same as like crazy champions, like that's the same as like Hack 1 Smash Lord, 33% dungeon. But this move, man, Ancient Blood, champion receives damage, who the heck cares? Because on a 5-turn cooldown when booked, they're placing an unkillable and block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns.
It's busted.
Like that. Should we just go to the next champion, or? On 5-turn cooldown, like it's just there's nothing else like this.
Yep.
The only other AoE unkillable I think is Sir Nicholas, for 2 turns, and he's a Void legendary, so good luck getting him. You can maybe if you did the 2018 Christmas fusion, which was with a bunch of like uncommon champions, then you got your Sir Nicholas.
Just be playing since then, easy.
just be playing since like right after beta. But this champion is ridiculous, and like people have really brilliant minds in the community have done things like Pain Eater and really easy free-to-play comps to the point where I was doing polls yesterday or 2 days ago with this 2x for a viewer, and he's like day 50, and then you get Man-Eater, and it's like, all right, cool. So should we do your takeover for Nightmare Clan Boss now, or just like you're done? Like
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, for me, I was so lucky because I got him, like I said, about 3 months in. So I was going into a budget man-eater team really early. Now, it's very difficult to get the actual speeds you need for that at the time. But, that was so helpful for my account because you get into Nightmare Clan Boss, you get into Ultra Nightmare so much faster. Like, on my girlfriend's account in comparison, and she's been playing for about a year now, she's never got a man-eater, never. And I think she's going to be unlocking an unkillable team now. She got Roshgar, the tower, recently, so she's been building him up, so like a block damage style team. or Demitha, new epic dwarf, she can do something similar. But like it's so much harder. Like what is your clan boss team now actually that's non-unkillable?
Oh yeah, so my clan boss team, I think it's decently unique. It's like I came up in the time before Maneater. Like
Yes.
Maneater existed, but no one had theory crafted those teams.
Oh,
It was
wow,
all about
yeah.
counterattack. So I'm used to that. I don't have counterattack though. I did
Yeah.
just get Skull Crusher, but I don't use him. He's unbuilt so far.
Yeah.
I'm just so hyper focused on faction wars. I can't build the fun champs right now.
Yes.
But I reverse Ulf lead,
Oh.
Grogny,
Yeah.
Venomage.
Aha.
I don't have it in front of me. I gotta remember. Reverse lead, Grogny, Venomage, Geomancer, and Aox.
Oh, nice. Aox. Yeah, yeah.
So Hereis is the one who I'm looking to take out of the comp because I actually
Okay.
do get the decreased attack from Venomage because I
Yeah.
get a lot of poisons up.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of the mind, and I have Demitha, I have Painkeeper, I don't have Seeker, but I have Maneater now. I could do it, but like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm a 3 key on what you got, Force and Spirit. But I'm a easy 1 key because I throw Mashald in there for Nightmare, so that's not an issue. But it's a very comfortable 2 key for Magic Affinity, and I will eventually change stuff. But Faction Wars is king.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like even in my account right now, I have the champions like to build these super tanky teams, like pushing towards more world record stuff. But I'm kind of like, I've got my man-eaters built, you know? It's just so easy to just slap them in and let them do their thing. They don't always 1 key for me. I don't 1 key force because I use Ninja, actually, is the damage. So he doesn't 1 key force.
My Ninja at some point.
Yeah, Ninja's so good.
My Shadow can be like my most stacked faction right now, so I think I'll be fine with him at level 50.
Yeah. But but like, you know, it's like I don't 1 key every affinity, but it's just so easy with the man-eater. Or like you can do easy double man-eater. It's
well,
just
I also want to say,
broken.
you said you got him 3 months in. To me, that's what's so game-changing and what's so tough shit about Maneater. It's like, if you get him early, so sure, with me with like 2 years of knowledge, being a nerd about this game, obsessed,
100%.
watching a lot of content, putting out content, sure, I could find my way to my own 2 key. But it's a lot of work. I have to book out Versolf. You know, they have some of my best gear. Brogny's a little trapped. He's got no accuracy on him because I don't want him to land HP burn. If you get Maneater early on, that's an extra 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of not investing in stuff and getting Sacred Shards, getting Void Shards,
100%.
getting Mortal Gear is so good, Cruel Gear is so good, you know? You get a lot of, you get gems and silver, like all that extra resources, like if Galarian was to monetize it, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in extra
so
stuff.
much. And again, it's so easy as well. Like I just, you know, when I got him, I just Googled, you know, man-eater team. You just put the speeds on the champions, put the books on. And like at the time, like you had to like manual the first couple of turns, but it's not that bad. And then it's like, you're done. Like that's it, you're done. But like I know from helping my girlfriend out, it's like to actually build a non-unkillable team now, it's even hard to find good info because everyone nearly runs unkillable teams. So it's like, you got to do that, but then you've got to actually pay attention to every other stat. Whereas with the man-eaters, just like speed and then like whatever, I'll give them other stuff, I guess, like crit and stuff. But yeah, it's so much harder, so much more work. You're working 10 times as hard for like half the reward sometimes. Yeah, so that is I almost feel like cheating if I get him on a free to play and I build him out now. I don't know, we'll see. But
In like my OG account that I spent on years ago, I was like of that not unkillable mindset, so I had 4 man-eaters on that account. And I held off on building any of them for months and months and months because I was like, no, I'm running counterattack. This is how it's supposed to be done. Man-eater's cheating. All right, so who do you got next?
Okay.
You should have 2 more, right?
I do, but actually technically Seer was one of mine, so we talked about that. So
all right, so let's do 1 more and then let's
Okay, so this one here is a bit more of a niche pick, I suppose. It's actually a Doom Priest for me.
Ooh, like it.
So I actually don't have Doom Priest. I pulled like 15 Sacreds at, I think, over Christmas or 10 or something. And a Doom Priest times 10. I was like, okay, I'm finally going to get her. Didn't get her. But Doom Priest comes in and her passive, it just does a 7.5% heal on everyone at the start of every turn and removes 1 random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. So it doesn't sound like, for a newer player, it really doesn't sound that amazing. You're like, it seems okay.
It doesn't sound really as overpowered as you're going to expect it is.
Like it actually, in practice, for so much of Doom Tower, for Hydra, all that sort of stuff, just have her running fast, stick her in like relentless set so she takes extra turns, and she's just consistently cleansing your team of this stuff. Like, so you go up against something like the Eternal Dragon in Doom Tower 2, where it's like he puts a bunch of nasty debuffs on your team and puts all their skills on cooldown. Doesn't matter for Doom Priest. She's like, I'll take my turn, I cleanse the debuffs, everyone's gonna be fine, bit of healing. Just so good for that stuff, just fantastic. I think it's so appropriate. I don't know if they planned it, but Doom Priest being good for Doom Tower, but she is. But yeah,
and she's the priest, you know, she's bringing you safe passage.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I never got her. I still haven't got her to this day, and I was actually laughing because when I was making teams for Hydra, I was looking through my account, and I do have Hackworn. We talked about him in my video. I do have Hackworn built up, Smash Lord, but he's my only cleanser actually. Because I never got.
You don't really like tender?
I do, but she's like level 40. I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna have to make do with having no proper cleansers. We're just gonna make this work somehow. So I did. So like, for Nether Spider, I was like, okay, all the spiderlings poisoning you. That's pretty rough. Now, to be fair, I was kind of cheating because I've got Brogni, who makes it so much easier with the shielding. But I was like, okay, we'll just get lucky and stun the spiderlings, and that's how we'll deal with it. They can't poison me if they're stunned, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, like for me, so many people have her, just because she's an epic, and she's old school. She's been around forever. And there's even Tuhanarak now, who's the Void Legendary, better Doom Priest.
You actually failed because she is replaceable. Just go get yourself a Void Legendary. Tuhanarak actually even better.
I know, man. I pulled all my Void shards at the weekend. I didn't get that Legendary. I didn't get any Legendary.
I don't know how you didn't get her. Come on, it's so easy.
I know. But yeah, so it's just, no Doom Priest. So for my account, I just went, screw the cleansers. I've got none. But it's made it kind of hard for making Hydra content in that sense, because she's such a good epic to put in. And, how do you deal with those true fears from that Hydra head? Put in a Doom Priest. She just cleanses you every time she takes a turn.
And shout out to any of these champions, which is just a great passive. Just throw them in Relentless. Still the Drakes, sure, the stun's good. Sure, she's got decreased speed, turn meter. But it's really just that heal and let her rip, Get that. It's the same kind of idea with the Tuhanarak and the Doom Priest,
Yeah.
All right, so let's do another Force Affinity epic.
Okay.
Action. You want to guess?
Force Affinity epic. Man, like I was gonna say Husk, but Husk has been like.
He's a short fella.
Short fella. Okay, so we're thinking dwarves then. Force Affinity dwarf. Oh, it's Geomancer.
It's Geomancer.
Okay.
This guy. Shout out to all my loyal viewers, because there was a pity on this guy over the summer. I believe in August. Maybe July, for 40 ancient shards or 40 if you're guaranteed Geomancer.
Yep.
I said, this guy doesn't even look that good. Like, whatever, AoE, kind of cool with decreased accuracy, I don't know. Removes buffs, but it's so conditional about the reduce the cooldown. If he puts out the HP burn, I mean, maybe if it was on any HP burn, but everything with the passive is he puts out the HP burn, how good could he be? I think he's like a top 5 epic in the game. That's how good he can be. So thank you guys for peer pressuring me into doing it. Geomancer is... I'm not into making my own tier list because everything's good in different ways. But I wonder how high I would rate him, because he is so I could say so for the rest of the video. He's so good.
Yep.
Let's just go through the kit. Let's work up to it. So he's got all battles HP percentage. Why not? Why not just make the rich get richer? So AoE decreased accuracy has become a lot cooler. I actually was lucky when I booked him not to land here because I didn't really care about it, and I could save my epic books to be free to play. But now with Hydra, I actually have booked this out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good. It hits a little hard, not crazy, but it's solid. 45% with Sniper, really cool. Then the A3. Sorry, we can't go in order. We have to start the A3. Quick Sandgrass on a 3-turn cooldown. Fully depletes the target turn meter. Super good, super useful. Fills this champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses. So just like we were talking about Man-Eater, it's like basically a full turn meter steal. And then 100% chance of placing HP burn and big version weaken for 3 turns. So single target HP burn, who really cares? Weaken. You can get weaken other places, whatever. Well, if we combine that with the passive, decreases the damage on all allies received by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. So each enemy, there's only one enemy, right? Well, if you're using it against bosses, it's outrageous.
So broken.
It's outrageous. They tried nerfing him. there was Outroar. Then there was that moment where like we all hit over what was it, over 1 billion damage on Clan Boss.
Yeah, I remember logging in that day and was like, what the hell is going on?
They tried to refix it, and then all of a sudden, like I literally was putting out like 800,000 damage of not 800 million, excuse me. And then they finally came back. All right, let's just make it this way. So you don't now we run War Master on him. You don't run Giant Slayer, but he's running at as much damage as ever.
Yeah.
30% of the damage when he's attacked, but against the Clan Boss, I mean. Putting up 30 million damage with this guy. If you're doing those crazy comps, the unkillable comps, you can have 40, 50, whatever. I mean, he's so... they should fix it. Like, it's not fair. As much as I use him everywhere, he's broken. I'll quickly say the A2.
Very strong.
Moves all debuffs from a target, whatever. If they're under the HP burn, so bosses or whatever, when he puts it out, he'll steal them. And it reduces the cooldown if it kills someone. So that can be really cool for, if you're using him on some waves in Doom Tower maybe. And I want to give him a shout out. People know him for Clan Boss. I think it's getting some traction now in YouTube videos and maybe on I don't use Reddit, too toxic for me. But,
fair.
But he's so good against Doom Tower bosses. I'm using him everywhere in hard.
Yeah.
Of course, Hydra. I mean, we don't need to talk about that. He's crazy good against Hydra. But Doom Tower, oh my god. Like, Nether Spider, I don't even kill the Spiderlings anymore. I want them to hit me because I want to keep proccing,
Yeah, because you obviously have Venom Mage built out. That's the combo right there. Venom Mage, AoE attack that puts heal reduction. So she procs all the counterattacks and stops the main spider from healing. And Geomancer's just, he's like a masochist. He's just like, hit me more, and reflect all that back. Yeah. He's insane.
He's welcoming the damage, and he's just like the Hydra. He just spits it all back.
Yeah.
Like the head of Wrath. He can't believe what's happening. He thinks he's putting out some big AoE, and then you just see the ticks.
Yep. Yeah. Like for me, actually, I did not have a Geomancer built out until Hydra Rotation 2. And then I was thinking about what epics would be good, and I said, oh, maybe Geomancer's really good against, Clan Boss reflecting damage. Maybe he's good against Hydra. And I tossed him at like level 50 Geomancer and like level 8 gear. I was like, he'll probably die really fast. He won't do that much. And level 50 Geomancer freaking was destroying the Hydra. So that's how I ended up doing like the video on my channel where I was like, Geomancer is broken for Hydra. I built him up more. I was like, I couldn't believe how good he was. And the sad thing is for like tough shit stuff, there's nobody else that does it.
No one like it. I mean, maybe Ogni, because you can get Giant Slayer procs. But if we're talking one of the best legendary champions in the game as a replacement, again, tough shit. Also, I'm going to link that Hydra video that Nubs put out. It's super good. That's actually how I found him. Really, really good stuff. Geomancer, super broken. I'll give a quick shout out to these terrible base stats. Decent attack, but HP really bad. Defense, not horrible. 94 speed. So at least he's kind of not too broken, but trust me, he's still broken.
Yeah.
So I think, should we do a couple honorable mentions just for like 1 minute?
Yeah, then, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll just say, we were throwing this around on Discord. Maybe Trunda. You can get damage elsewhere, but you can't get that kind of damage elsewhere.
No. Yeah.
For not having setup, the only setup is make sure she doesn't have accuracy on her, which is like, sure, I'll put more crit damage.
Yep.
Very excited to build mine. Crazy. Like I've lost. I'll admit it. I'll say it on camera. I've lost to teams that are just an Arbiter and a Trunda.
Yeah, I think everyone has at some point. You're like, how bad could it be? I've done it too.
I mean, if you have one of those Trundas with like 7k attack and 250, 280 crit damage, let me know in the comments or on Discord. I'd love to feature that.
Yeah.
But it's there's really no answer to. And then I'm gonna say she's free to play, but Lydia, I mean, we don't need to break down her kit. Defense weaken AoE. So much the strength that she puts out. Her passive blocking revives. I mean, you will all maybe eventually get her if we get obsessed with the game, like the two of us kind of are. But
yeah. Like I have her, and she's so good. Like she just went again straight into nearly every single team, and every sort of content. Siren's Wail, like this is just one of the best. It's one of the best moves. Like there's no way around it. It's so good. Yeah. She just does the job of like 2 other champions with one single move. It's nutty.
Crazy base stats, and just she's a goddess. Any ones on your list still?
Yeah, well, like one obvious one again, probably one of the best Legos in the game, like maybe top 3 or something. Duchess Lilith in the Demon Spawn. This is one that I would love to have. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, whenever we do polls on my channel, people know we're like, oh, we want Lysandra, oh, we want Cavalax or something. But deep down, it's understood we want Duchess.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, just for pushing anywhere in arena, it's so depressing, right? When you're trying to push up tag arena and you run into some players with like 2 Duchess, 3 Duchess, and you're sitting there with no Duchess. You're like, oh man, because she's just queen of arena defense, so tanky, reducing AoE damage on a passive, AoE revive. She's also pretty much the best for Hydra, like the harder difficulties of Hydra.
I think she is definitely the best.
You know, super combo with Seer because she puts out block debuffs, increased attack, and perfect fail on everyone. Revive Seer if she dies. Like, she's busted. She's just
she probably is the most broken champion in the game, I think, because she's not even a void legendary, and she might be the best champion in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
My one good set of dupes are dupe Kandrafon, so if I ever pull that Duchess, we're gonna have a party.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much. How long did this one go? Our last one was like 50 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're close. 49 minutes, 44 seconds right now.
Finish under 50. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, it's free to play. It's also free to click. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you're new from Nubs, just throw that sub. I hate horn out for it, but I really want 1,000.
Go for it, dude.
Thanks so much for watching. Thank you very much, Nubs.
Bye-bye.
Fastidious.